What is your opinion, first of all, of the current situation, relationship between the media and the state?
When it comes to the work of the media, sometimes the government feels offended, and then at times the media also feels they are offended.
Yes.
So there is always that controversy in interpretation of the laws we have.
Is it misinterpretation? Is it irresponsibility?
To be sincere, the issue between the state and the mass media or the press has been a cat and mouse game.
Yes.
There has been an overall knowledge that in the whole world, whenever there is a ruling government and then there are the press, whenever the press publishes something that the ruling government is not happy about, they have to come out and whine about it and begin issuing policies in order to check either the role of the media in enlightening people and giving us information about the issues the state is doing or the problems the state is receiving from the people.
Yes.
For instance, this incident is about the leadership in Uganda, that indeed every Ugandan has to know. So once you begin checking the state, the press's role in giving people information or giving us data about what is going on, then there is generally a problem. Because we, the masses down here and the layman, do not know whether or not we have to know it. It's not antagonizing state security.
Right.
No,
right.
It is just informing us. So we have to know and take care. We have to know what's going on.
Are we supposed to know some things? Is there a limit to what we are supposed to know?
What if they give you information that causes you to violate or puts you at danger as the public?
You cannot tell me I have the right over my own life without knowing the risks in my life. If at all you're telling me that I have to know that I have my rights in the world or in my country, and then I do not know at times the problems in my country, then it is not in line.
The law is clear. The constitution states it that you are not supposed to publish anything that is going, as he calls it, to antagonize the security of the country. So if the media comes out and publishes such a thing about Sejusa's letter, somehow, somewhere, that was something so sensitive to the government's security. And really the media should have got reasonable steps to get away in how to publish that thing.
Right.
Emirundi egisinga gavumenti eyagala nnyo okubeera on good terms n'abantu.
Yes.
Teyagala kati bino ebibi ebibeera munda bibeere open, abantu bategeere kiki kigenda mu maaso. Kakati like monitor wevaayo neeyogera kiki abantu abali ku ludda olutali lwa ruling party bakiraba bubi.
What is the role of the media?
Tunaiga if they don't tell us about those things.
I think the people should be given the freedom to express their opinions regardless whether it is offending the government. The government is there to serve the people, but not to prop it up even if it is doing the wrong things to the nation.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Right. Let's take a look at Dr. Peter Mwesige, who is Executive Director of Center for Media Excellence. But to come out to know them, what is the role of the media then? And how should the state react to such stories? Is there an amicable way of solving such things? What should we do to resolve, for lack of better, to be improving the relations between the media in Uganda and the state? Take a look at this.
The media have a responsibility to cover what's unfolding before us. Their responsibility and their accountability is to the public. It's not to the ruling party, it's not to the government of the day. They have a responsibility to inform, to provide a platform for citizens to debate public affairs. They have a responsibility to monitor the use of power. They have a responsibility to allow people to express themselves. Now, very often governments are jittery, uncomfortable with media coverage. Why? Because the media scrutinizes the activities of those who work in our name. And very often their activities are maybe not in the best interest of the country. So it very often is a tense relationship in especially developing countries where you have leaders who are not very comfortable with a critical and independent press. But I don't think it needs to be that way. I really think that you can have a relationship where the media are not government lapdogs, but government watchdogs, but where they are not necessarily viewed by those in power as enemies, as opposition. So my point is that the government must understand that free media and press freedom are an important aspect of any democracy, any free society, any country that claims to be a democracy. Uganda, of course, is democratizing. We have some challenges here and there, but the media are an important part of that struggle, that development, that transformation of this country. The government should not expect only positive coverage from the media. The media have a responsibility to tell good stories about what the government is doing and bad stories about what the government is doing. You know, they have a responsibility, of course, to do all this in fairness, with accuracy, without taking sides. I am hoping that my colleagues in the Monitor, at the Red Paper, and elsewhere do not take some of these recent developments as an invitation to censor themselves, as an invitation to stand back and not to cover government activities boldly, critically, and with the independence that democracy demands of the media.
Dr. Peter Mwesige is the Executive Director of African Center for Media Excellence. Reactions to what he said? Yeah.
Government will media.
Media is supposed to give us supposed to give us the information. You see, we are here. Like me, I have my work that he has even married me actually.
Yes.
I'm always busy in it that I don't have time. So if media can give me that information when I'm back home, like around
Radio.
10, radio, TV, I watch that news but I want the right news, you see. I don't want something that again you find they are not giving us the right news, but the role of the media. Come on, let them stick on their jobs. Let them call a spade a spade.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. Spade a spade.
Me, I think there is freedom of speech. But again, that freedom is denied. The government is like a family.
Right.
And when you're in a family, you are supposed to bring out your opinions. Let's say you have eaten a lot of posho, you have to say, no, this time let us change.
In a society where all of us think that we have freedom of speech, there's guaranteed press freedom, what do we expect the state to do? Especially when it comes to censoring of material.
By times, the media oversteps its freedom.
Yes.
Especially due to the fact that most of the media personnel who involve in editing the work and at times writing this information are not professional, have not passed through the study of journalism. How should they issue their information out? So you find that they give out information in a hysterical manner, very fast. They get little information, not too much research is done about it, and that is in reference to General Sejusa's letter. Trust me, I don't think the media really took time out to study the man's letter as it was written.
Right.
So if at all we get the media upgrading its standards and getting at least people who are professional enough to give information to the masses out there, then trust me, I don't think the government will have any problem with it.
Actually, my point is somehow differing from all of you. I just have questions in my head. I'm putting myself in the shoes of government and comparing it to this Bugembe's song where he says, imagine you were born. So I'm imagining this is a government that has to control people, that has to see some things do not go out of hand. So somehow, somewhere, much as they're supposed to give us that freedom, at times the press really goes too far. It really goes too far. So when the government comes in, yeah, there are times it exaggerates, like the closure of Monitor and these other radio stations and what. Yeah, the time it took was really too long and inconveniencing to the workers. But then I'm seeing a situation like, really, how should it have reacted? Then I'm wondering why people really have to complain. Does it mean everyone just reads only the Monitor and listens to only those particular radio stations? I know, yeah, it was inconveniencing, but then at times we also have to put your...
Yes.
nga wembeera okawuka sivaawo
nga ziri endala zonna bazijja mu
nga mu radio teziriimu nga mwezine nga sizifaako siziwuliriza.
Right. And I want to wrap it up by asking you, yes, how should we regulate this relationship between the media and the state? I like the fact that there are rules that we must play. Impartiality, fairness, and all those rules. But how should this relationship be improved?
Nze ngamba nti media bandigiwadde freedom okujjayo ebyo. Maybe media bwekyogerako government eyinza okudda emalaga negamba kino ekintu abantu bakireactingako bubi, twandistopinze oba twandalabye engeri gye tukola ki
ekitereezaamu.
Awo government bweba nga eraba media byejjayo abantu ne bareactinga negatively, it can regulate them in the way they are doing their things.
Right. Now, I'm going to take a breather right now, but when we come back, how can we coexist as the media and the state? And we'll be asking you a question.
Is demonstration the only way you can actually resolve your grievances? Ebintu ebimu kubasa kukola tovaawo. This is Minibuzz, kyogereko.
Welcome back to Minibuzz Uganda. Be a part of this discussion by going to our Facebook page, answer the question, what should be the relationship between the media and the state, but also tweet us at Minibuzz Uganda, tell us your opinion, and we'll be able to air it here. Mzee,
yes, it's about coexistence.
Yes, coexistence.
Is demonstration the only way to react by the public? It is not. But then there is the vote. I think the vote is one of the ways of expressing one's political opinion, whether for government or against. Now, when the poll fails, as it has failed in a number of ways in certain governments, where people become frustrated, and the only way they resort to is violence. If we are going to cooperate or coexist with the government and the press, you accept it. Become like Times, New Times, and report what government is interested in. But then you will have run away from your responsibility to the ordinary person, to the ordinary citizen.
And of course, just to be sure, we are not encouraging you to demonstrate. But in a place where demonstrations cannot work, what are the alternatives?
This is why we need the media. Because if the media can give us the right information from the grassroots level, we don't need again to demonstrate. You see? Like in media, you need to do a lot of work. Because there are stories that come and they just fade off. When people want to get the real information, something that happened, then you see again some news coming up. Seducer went out, she, blah, blah, blah. We need to get the right information.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Thank you very much. Have a very good day.
Your glasses?
Your shirt.
You're also wearing up?
We are really living under very poor conditions, very tough times, and that's why you find all these tempers flaring.
Yes.
Just within the government itself, and even without the government, outside the government. A lot of people, you'll find them speaking about different things that, of course, arise a lot of temper from people. So if the people can therefore use other means, for instance, there are other things like don't demonstrate, don't strike. The violence part, please leave it. We can go for attain satyagraha philosophy. We go for peaceful demonstrations, whereby you can boycott certain services itself.
Actually, what I see in Uganda, that cannot work.
The peaceful demonstrations
cannot work at all.
Why?
Because one time I was watching news, only that it started a bit late. There is this youth who was complaining about the youth fund, and the police, the police came and did what? And they arrested him immediately. So me, I think if people really riot, women walk naked, as you were saying, somewhere maybe it catches attention so fast, and there is an immediate reaction.
Is that the only language that we should use?
Nari watching amawulire nga waliwo omuvubuka bakwata kamera n'atuula somewhere near the parliament n'abeerawo oba olunaku lulamba kakati nga buli omu yeebuuza akola kyagamba nze njagala kamera yange oba n'ebiki ebirala kakati bwe baamutwala okumubuuza what has happened nga buli omu ali interested okumanya what has happened bamukoze eki kakati awo ndowooza ne bakola ki ne bamuddamu mangu so yali atambudde ng'abanja kamera atambudde ekiseera kiweddewo nga kiwanvu amugamba come tomorrow, come the other day, come. So bwe yasalawo kugamba nti kantuule wano mpaka nga bampadde kamera yange ne bakikolako.
What will be the alternative?
Demonstration. Yeah. In Uganda here, I think demonstration is the best. The alternative, using diplomacy wouldn't work.
If we take the idea of my friend here, that for example you can stop using public places like the hospital. For that one to succeed, there has to be some coordination. It has to be a collective effort of the public, and for you to coordinate, then everyone to do that, you will be cracked on. If you're the one coordinating people to do that, before it succeeds, you will still be cracked on, and it will fail.
They'll catch you before you succeed.
Yeah. So demonstrations, I think, are the best. First of all, I mean, for government to avoid that, the government really needs to check itself. The government should understand that it's really answerable to the people.
Right.
Now you look at a situation where there is a PS having a case of corruption in this ministry. Before this issue is solved, he is taken to another ministry. Another one who has faulted somewhere is brought here, they just rotate like this. In that case, you find that the government is really not serious about the welfare of its people.
Right.
So demonstrations are the best option for people to explain their grievances.
And can see me.
Yes.
Away from politics.
You made me frustrated, but away from politics. Let's leave this politics alone. At home, if you have a grievance, how do you best go about it without demonstrating? Because there are those in-house grievances. Or if you can refuse and say, by the way, my ritual activity closed till further notice. You take a look at me. I am trying to find alternatives to demonstration when I'm very aggrieved. Take a look.
Sometimes you just choose the dialogue, but people think you are stupid. You don't know what. Today, I'm not stopping this strike till he reacts accordingly. We are going to say who in this matter, please.
What's going on?
Nothing is going on. Everything has come to a standstill because of you. Because of you. I've been telling you, I've tried to communicate to you, I've tried dialogue, I've tried to communicate and be a good wife, but nothing has happened because of you. You do not listen. I've been trying to tell you things, very many things. I've been trying to protest, talk to you, but it looks like you only understand violence. Do you see my hair? Do you see my hair? You look like a man. They don't know who is the wife, who is the husband. Because you've not given me money for the saloon for about 2 2 years right now. 2 years and we look at me and you, look at me and you, look at me. We were the same height when we met. But because you eat meat before you come home. You eat meat before you come home and then you come telling me we don't have money, let's eat vegetables. How can I eat vegetables for a whole year? It is over. It is over. What? Your earnings? What do you mean your earnings? What did you actually I've not told you. Effective now I'm not working to work again. You have to buy me a car. You have got to buy me a car.
But you know I'm also riding a bicycle.
That is your choice. Me, I want a car, so you have got to buy me a car. Let me help you with something. I'm going to streamline activities for you. You either choose to do them and we live happily, or you don't do them and you never enter this house. I've banned it forever. I have to eat chicken twice a week. On Wednesday and on Friday. And all the other, I have to feed where I'm tired. And I don't know whether you will choose to carry me on your back to work or what I am no longer walking to work. Never. And if you do not respond, there are some things that are going to change effective now. Get a close look, read properly, read. So some services are going to be cut out effective now because you're not providing services according to the way you're supposed to provide. I'm tired of your excuses.